Hello, everyone. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. Super excited to be here this morning. Oh, well, I forgot. You guys know that this is an afternoon show now for right now. So, super excited to be here. And let me know if you guys are watching. Please let me know if there's any technical difficulties. Please don't be shy. This is being live streamed right now at current time. So, feel free to say, hey, I can't hear you. The audio's off. Something's wrong with the visual. I depend on my viewers to let me know if something's off. All right, because there's a lot of work right here. We're working on internships right now, so we'll get that going pretty soon. So who am I? My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of WISE, the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy. We're a community that helps women become unshakable, faith filled, and purpose driven, as well as we have a co ed branch called the WISE Alliance Network, where we help entrepreneurs and we put networking events and masterminds for entrepreneurs and real estate investors. And then, of course, I'm a mom of three beautiful girls. I'm a real estate investor, so I do purchase property for cash, 30 days. If you know anyone, thank you, Brian. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate you. So if anyone's looking to sell their home, let me know. Anyone's looking for deals, let me know. I still got a property. I sold one. I got another one. So let me know if you want this deal. Reach out to me. I have a property in South Shore in Chicago. So that is who I am. I'm going to pass it over to my co-host.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I was about to say good morning. You're just used to saying that. So my name is Martha. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love everything related to business, palette, math, and dancing. So today I want you to know me as the event planner behind the Accelerator Business Summit coming to Naperville on October 3 and 4. If you love networking, if you love the idea of growing your business and just getting to the next level, then this is the event you want to attend. My bread and butter is pallets. So if you know of any warehouse out there that's looking for pallets, come to the Pallet Girl, Martha Razo.
Literally, it's a whole warehouse of like thousands of pallets. Like I didn't even realize that this was something. Like it makes sense, but just putting it out there. I went there, we took pictures, we were walking through, and I was like, and then you had those big German shepherds that thought I was gonna die. No, that's another story, you guys. So there, I just wanted to put that little tidbit there.
Yeah, let me know if you want to come get a tour of the plant. Just send me a message. You have all our information there. My cell phone. I would love to give you a tour. Like pallets, I'm super passionate about them.
Awesome.
I want a tour.
Yeah, and our guest today is
Amber, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being live or watching on the replay. My name's Amber Farooqui. I am a business coach, consultant, best-selling author, speaker, and community builder. And I'm the founder of the Sisterhood Conference. We have the #1 women's conference in Illinois. Super, super excited. Coming up this August 16, 17 is our 3rd annual Sisterhood Conference. As far as the business coaching and consulting side, I help a lot of small entrepreneurs and businesses with their personal brands, social media, all organic marketing, getting your face and your message out there so you can make an impact, influence, and an impact, influence, and income. Not an implant.
yeah. I was like, what's going on here? No, I think she said a plant, so you said
Yeah.
implant. Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Amber. So you guys know what it is. We're going into the whole purpose of the show is the I don't even have coffee today. Coffee time. Shame on me. Um, so I can go first. And if you guys are watching, just feel free. Some of you guys are on lunch, so just share what you're eating or what you're drinking during the show. It's supposed to be, kind of figure out each other's personalities based off what we're drinking, right? So I went to a vending machine because we are I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I'm serious. I went to a vending machine, right? We're in the Wojek Conference Center at Harper College. Did I even say that right?
Yeah, Wojek. It's hard.
Wojek, right? So we're at the Wojek Conference Center and I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't bring anything to drink. So what can I get?" So I went to the vending machine and I found unsweetened. So there we go. Pure leaf, no sugar,
wow.
tea. So it actually it doesn't look bad. It doesn't taste terrible. The ingredients are only, let's see, maybe two. Just it says brewed black tea and citric acid. So what? That's just lemon and tea. So I do have something very healthy here today, this morning. So that's what I'm drinking. What are you guys drinking?
We also, I didn't go to the vending machine. I have a water bottle, but this isn't any type of water. Okay, so I'm very particular with the water I drink. So this is Piggly Wiggly water.
Piggly Wiggly
Yeah, the
water.
brand is Piggly Wiggly. It's so good. It doesn't hurt my stomach. I have a lot of stomach issues, and this is the only one. And Fiji is the other one that doesn't upset my stomach. So Piggly Wiggly water, and I've been putting Himalayan pink salt, like a pinch or two in it,
Okay.
because it's apparently like natural electrolytes for your body. Because a lot of times we drink water and we think we're being hydrated, but in reality, it's not doing anything. You're just like
I
really
forgot
sick.
you were a health coach. So this is going to be a
Prior,
fun
yeah.
conversation. Okay, now I love this because I've seen people put pink Himalayan salt with honey on their hands and taking it as pre-workout.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've heard about the pink Himalayan salt to put it in your
Mhm.
water. I think it was somebody in our mastermind that was talking about it. Amber, I think he was talking about it because he was telling you to put salt in your water, I think, at one of the meetings, right? Okay, anyways, sidetrack. Sorry, go for it.
Yes. So that's what I'm drinking. Piggly Wiggly water with Himalayan salt.
I want to know what Piggly Wiggly water is now. It sounds
It's
cute.
nothing great. Like honestly, whenever I tell people, they're like, "What the heck?" You can just get it at a. Well, if you're in Illinois or the Midwest area, it's like Butera or Eurofresh or any of those type of places.
Piggly Wiggly. I just
Yeah.
like the name.
I'm thinking of a pig.
I don't know what that
They make
was.
bread too.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
Martha, what are you drinking?
So I stole this from Amber because I have this big jug of water and I just didn't want to get in my face because I'm short. So Amber, you're gonna walk me through this. It has a venti cup, light ice, some lemonade, no strawberry included, but it's pink. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's the pink drink.
It's a pink
It's a
drink.
fa- it's it's famous. It's not famous, but it's something that a lot of people like to order on Starbucks, right?
Why do you like it? I liked it. It's refreshing. It's not that sweet, which is good because when it's too sweet, it's not refreshing enough. Can you explain to me why you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like obsessed with pink drinks. It's actually probably a problem, but I like it because one, refreshing, like you mentioned. I don't really drink coffee either, and I feel like it's just to pick me up. And honestly, it's the habit of like going in the drive-through and getting Starbucks.
And
Like
just
that's
saying
what
that
I
we got
like.
Starbucks.
That
Yeah.
like helps me like feel like my mind is like ready for the day. I'm like, okay, I have this now. I'm energized, even though I don't know if it makes a difference, but it tastes good, especially on a sunny day. It was rainy today. I'm like, do I really want this? But yeah, it's a grande pink drink with light lemonade added to it and no berries because I don't like when the strawberries get into the cap.
Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of gross. And light ice, and I put it in a venti cup so they can like mix it.
That's sometimes I hate like when you're drinking and then like the boba or the fruit goes up the straw and then like you choke.
Yeah.
Like so that I love boba, but not, I can't always eat that stuff. So oh, I was like, I thought you were gonna share something else. So the pink drink, you guys, and I think we're creatures of habit, so I get why, right? We're very habitual. We want to do things a certain way. So once you get your Starbucks, you're like, yes, I'm ready. What do you prefer, Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Starbucks because I like the pink drink. I don't drink coffee.
You
So
don't drink coffee?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard you.
I love Dunkin' Donuts. I like their chai latte. Their chai
Oh,
latte and the Munchkin donuts. They're so good.
you do like Munchkin donuts. You've brought it a couple times to
Yeah,
stuff.
I love the Munchkin. My favorite one is the cake glaze, not the glaze, the cake glaze, and they get it wrong, and I have to be giving it back to them.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask this question. I just random, and then you viewers don't be quiet, be shy. Share what you're drinking and what you like. Do you prefer Dunkin'? Do you prefer Starbucks? I'm a Starbucks girl. Dunkin' without sugar, just plain Dunkin' coffee tastes terrible to me. I don't like the taste. Like plain, nothing in it. Like and Starbucks actually too, but Starbucks has like fun flavors with it, right? What's your favorite donut? That's the question. I think that's an interesting question. I want to know what your favorite donut is.
Wow, we're getting intimate here. What's my favorite donut?
That's intimate.
That's intimate.
Okay, Martha.
I'm just trying to be funny.
No, that is funny.
It is funny.
It is funny. Okay.
We're talking about the real donut, okay?
Oh,
Okay. So the donut that I
wow.
like, I I like the regular glazed one. I like the
Regular? You like glazed
Yeah,
donuts?
yeah, I like the glazed one. How about you, Amber?
You
I
don't need
actually don't like
donuts. I
donuts.
knew she was gonna say that. I was like, she don't like
But
donuts.
Krispy Kreme donuts are good. I'll eat those. So those are just
Really?
glazed
Have
as
you
well.
have you been to the do they even still have factories, Krispy Kreme factories?
I don't know.
I know there was one in Des Plaines.
They have one in Evergreen. I don't know if they're producing the donuts there, but they have one in Evergreen. And talking about that donuts, me and Ron went to New York in Times Square, and they still have their factory. They're making
Oh,
them. We were only gonna get one each. We ended up getting like half a dozen.
have you ever why are we talking about donuts? Have you ever so if you go like when I remember I was in college, I think I was a lifeguard. I went with some of my coworkers and went to the factory and you just watch them come on the conveyor belt. And then you just see like the whole drizzle just
Ooh.
fall on it and you're like fat right there waiting for the hot donut to come
Yeah.
out. Okay, one more comment, then we'll go into Amber's story. Have you guys ever tried apple cider donuts during like
The
During
pumpkin patch season,
yes,
October is happening. So
yes.
after my event, expect to find my face at different pumpkin patches. I do pumpkin patch hop every weekend. I go to
I
different
love
pumpkin
pumpkin
patches.
patches.
Really,
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, pumpkin patches are fun. Blah, blah, blah. Pumpkin pat.
That's kind of hard to
I
say.
can't even pop. I should
Patches.
have popped peas. Pumpkin patches are my favorite as well. But even like going to like the apple farms, right?
Yeah.
Apple cider donuts, man. Those hot, fresh, fire.
Yeah.
Probably very unhealthy though.
Probably. Those are
Yeah.
good though. I do like
Do you
those.
like those as well?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you do like donuts.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, she's a health fanatic. There's no way she's gonna like donuts. So Amber, since we're gonna segue into the healthiness of your story. I heard a little bit about your story.
Mhm.
For the viewers, this is a kick-ass young lady right here. Both of them, man. These girls, man. To be 25 again, to be young. Wait, Marta, you're about to be
30.
she's about to be 30. Okay, okay, but you're still under 30, but I'm up there. I'm not there yet. Age is just a mindset, they say, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still young at heart. Um but so you're doing conferences, you're 25,
Four.
24, 24. She's 24, you
Don't
guys.
age me.
Man, girl, I'm like
I'm
12
kidding.
years your senior. Like I admire you because I'm thinking, what was I doing at 25? Probably not the best, not what you're doing, right? So like tell us a little bit about your story. I know that the viewers would love to hear like how'd you even start all of this?
Yeah. I started super young, and honestly, it was like if I take it back to where all of this began, it was around 15, 16 years old, super young. I was being homeschooled in
Oh
a different
wow.
country, in Mexico. So around that time, my parents got divorced, and I was just dealing with a lot of internal struggles. My grandpa passed away. My family was kind of like falling apart, and I was just dealing with a lot. So I was doing really bad in school. Honestly, a lot of the time I wasn't even in school because I had to leave school for family issues happening or other problems or whatever it was. I was not even in school. And my sister was like the perfect child growing up, like really good at school, really just like she was the first like daughter as well. So I think that makes a big
Oh, the
difference.
first child is always the most
Yeah,
disciplined for sure.
exactly. And like my grandparents, like they had all boys. So when they had their first granddaughter as well, it was like a huge, they're like, oh, finally a girl. But anyways, yeah, so during that time I was just struggling a lot. So I wanted to be homeschooled. I had this idea. I'm like, okay, I think I can do better if I'm being homeschooled. So I put together a presentation, and I call it my first sale. So I like sold my parents on the idea of being homeschooled. And I was
Wow.
like, these are the reasons why I should be homeschooled. These are the benefits for you. This is what you're going to get out of it. This is how I'm going to turn out, XYZ, just everything like in it for them and why they should do this. And coming from like an Indian Middle Eastern background, they were like, absolutely not. Are you insane? Who's going to homeschool you? No, we didn't even like go to school in order to like homeschool you. Like, it's not happening. So over time, then my dad and I started talking more into it. And he's like, are you actually serious about this? I'm like, yeah, I really am. I'll take it seriously. I don't want to learn about the things I learn in school. I'm not doing well there. I'll learn about like the business side of things because he was an entrepreneur and I was really fascinated with that. So he told me
Mm.
that the only way I can be homeschooled is if I move to Mexico because he had a vacation home in Mexico and he was living there at the time. So I think he was just lonely and wanted someone there
Some
with him.
company.
Yeah. So I was like 15 years old. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to go to Mexico and tan every single day of my life. Why would I not want to move there. So
Living
I'm
the
like,
life. 15.
I was like, yes, I'll come to Mexico. So left everything behind, went to Mexico, was homeschooled there. My dad ended up hiring like homeschool tutors
Oh,
from the
cool.
US to come and teach me. Um, so we went through a couple, like a batches, a few. I just didn't enjoy them. I was a rebel child. I like fired one on my own and I was like, you're fired, leave. I was just like terrible. And my dad's like, what did you do? Like she came all the way from California here and like you just fired her. I'm like, yeah.
I still have not fired anybody.
I haven't fired it. That was like the only firing I did, but I don't think that's like legit firing. But I was just like a rebel child, like always doing the worst things. So, anyways, long story short, I was in Mexico, had basically no friends there. I didn't know the language, I didn't know the culture, I didn't really know anyone there. I knew nothing. So I needed to
Wow.
find something to keep myself busy. And my dad had a really nice place there, a really good gym, like very big, and it had everything in there. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll start going to the gym. And I was a very insecure girl growing up as far as like how I looked, my body wise. I was just super skinny, like a stick. I always got not necessarily bullied, but I was always asked, like, oh, do you have food at home? Do you like all things like that? And I'm like, and
Oh
I
my
ate a lot. Like
God.
I always ate. I'm always constantly eating. It's just
Yeah.
I couldn't gain weight.
That's a good
So
problem to have.
now it's like I don't have that problem anymore. But yeah, growing up, that was kind of the issue. So I started going to the gym and just watching YouTube videos, and I was documenting my journey on social media throughout this entire process of being homeschooled in Mexico, and also going to the gym and working out. And people started really enjoying that journey. It's just very different. You don't see
Yeah.
15, 16-year-olds in a different country doing this type of stuff. And so a lot of people noticed the differences in my body after time. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I started getting a lot of people reaching out to me, asking me if I could train them or send them my workout program or my meal plans. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I watch YouTube videos. Like, I don't even know anything about fitness. But then I started really falling in love with the mindset part of fitness because it felt like therapy to me. And when I was in the gym, it was just an escape. I felt really good. I was obviously dealing with a lot of issues at that time. And I felt like in the gym, it was my escape. So then I told my dad about the fact that a lot of people were reaching out. And after that, he's a business owner, an entrepreneur. So he's like, what are you doing? You have to start selling these people, like make it and turn it into a business.
Good old dad comes in and says, do what you got to do. Yeah.
Exactly. So then I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Then senior year, I ended up moving back to Illinois. I lived with my mom at that time. I wanted to do graduation, prom, all the like normal high school things. And so I came back. I started training my friends for fun, just not charging them nothing. And they started seeing differences in their bodies. And that gave me the confidence that, okay, I know what I'm doing. I've had a couple
Oh,
years of
wow.
experience. And like but at that time, I was doing a lot of research on fitness too, and like foods that are good for you and everything. So I started building that knowledge.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, I started training my friends. They noticed differences. I got the confidence. And then I started charging people basically and creating programs, doing one on one coaching, doing like guides that I would sell. And people from all over the like world started
That's
investing
so
into this.
cool.
And it started doing really well, all because of social media and me sharing my journey and my story and everything.
Wow.
And then it got to a point in 2020 where it was just like doing really well at a young age. And I didn't know like the business side of things that much. I knew the fitness stuff, but the business side I was still learning. I started investing a lot of my time, energy, and money into, conferences, networking events, mentors, coaches, all of that type of
Smart.
stuff.
Yep.
And I got around the right crowd at a really young age. And I think
Yep.
that's why I was able to, learn more about social media marketing, how to create these websites and funnels and sell and do the things that I was doing to make my business successful. And so 2020 hit, and then I started having some like health issues and all this stuff started happening. And then I ended up transitioning into business coaching from fitness coaching. So that transition, I wrote a book called Finding Your Fit, A Guide to Living Your Best Life. And it was about the 5 dimensions of wellness. So your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social well-being, and how to master all 5 of those to live a fit life.
Oh, wow.
Because prior to that, I always thought being fit was physical. And then when I went through these health struggles and like major surgeries and all this other stuff and lost everything that I ever gained because my body was my business, and I went back to like 80 pounds at 20 years old. And it was very like, I felt very insecure again. I was like, no one's going to want to work with me because like the reason they worked with me was because of the way I looked. It was the way my body was built. And I didn't like that. So then after my surgery happened, I ended up just reflecting on life, and I realized I really enjoyed the business side. So that's when I did that transition. I wrote my book during my recovery. Then I got into business coaching and consulting. And then throughout those years, I started doing events in 2021, like very mini events, like small, 10 girls, things like that. A lot of them were even my friends or followers. Then from there, 2022, I started the Sisterhood Conference, which was like for women in business. And then last year we had the second year, and then this is our third year, so it kind of just like started growing.
Wow. So that's I have a lot of questions, but Martha, do you have any thoughts?
I know what you meant with my body's my business, but if you think about it, if we think about it in general, my body is my business. All of our bodies are our business if you think about it, because we're living in this host in this body. So we need to listen to it. So I just want to like catch that and be like, hey, pay attention to that. I know physically it was because you're in the health space, but you cannot have a business if you're not well in your body, in your mind. So take note on that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I
And I
agree.
love how it's a continuous story. I see that adversity is the one that out of the adversity comes the greatness of putting events together, gathering all these women. One of my
Yeah.
questions is, as you're putting these events together, was there like a moment you're like, I just don't want to do this anymore? And how did you fight that? Because I think a lot of us do start projects, but some people just quit. Like, what
Oh
kept you
God, yeah.
going?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And it's funny you say that because every year of the conference so far, besides this year, the past 2 years of my conference, this is our third year. Both years I wanted to quit. And both years I was like,
You're always
what
gonna
am I
want to
doing?
quit. You're always gonna want to quit.
Yeah, the first year actually, the reason I wanted to quit was because I graduated college that year and I ended up taking on a job at a Fortune 100 company. And it was my first job ever. But prior to that, I only did internships. I never worked. And my parents, I just had a great opportunity. So they were like, you should do it, test it out, see if it's not for you. They were just kind of trying to push me to like get a normal job, even though they knew long term I wouldn't do that. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to ever have a normal job, I'll just do it now. And I have this great opportunity. I'm probably going to learn a lot about, training, marketing, sales from this Fortune 100 company that I could take into my business. So I took on that job and it was miserable. I was just struggling. Came home crying every single day. It was just so stressful. I was working from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on something that I wasn't even passionate about.
Oh
They were
God.
overworking me. The pay was great, but it was still like, okay, I didn't care at that point. I was like, I'd rather not even get paid anything with like the stress this is giving me and no fulfillment. I don't enjoy this. Also, everyone on my team in that company was older white men, and there was one lady who was my mentor, which she was great, but other than that it was just like I just didn't fit in. I didn't like the environment. I was doing top sales in our team and they were still like, you're not doing enough. And it was I only worked there for 3 months. I got fired. So I made it a mission because my parents were like, you're not getting fired or you're not quitting. So I was like, I'm gonna get fired then. So I was like, you're right, I'm not a quitter. So then that was like a whole I didn't even
That's none of our business. No, just
it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like honestly, they just had every reason to like not want me there anyways. So like all the social media stuff ended up happening and like they had like their legal team talk to me. It became like a whole issue actually. And then they let me go and I was like, like I feel so good. I'm not even offended or bothered. Like I was happy. But anyways, during that time, like the first conference, I was working this job and nobody really knew I was working this job. I posted about it on social media. I wasn't like hiding it or anything, but I just never like spoke about it at my events or to my community because that's not really like what I was promoting. So I remember like I was working this job. It was my first 2 months. So I was like hardcore training, learning from them. And like they were really, really on me about everything. And I was working 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So planning the conference, I'm like, I have no time to do this. Like, and it was my first event ever. So I already didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was kind of alone doing it. So I wanted to quit then. But I think the thing that kept me going that first year was definitely like just the drive and also like I knew my purpose and my bigger vision with this and I knew I wanted to make that influence impact and also income throughout, but honestly that wasn't the main thing. It was mainly just like that influence and impact in these women's lives. And I knew for so long I wanted this woman community and I was lacking it for so long. So I was like, I know if I'm lacking it, these other women out here have to be lacking it, so let me give it to them. Like I have the resources, I have the people, I have it all in order to do this. So let me be that like super connector and that leverage for people and that resource. So that's kind of how that happened. And then this past year, actually, when I wanted to like quit and give up, I was dealing with personal issues. So like this was something totally different than like, business and career wise. This was more like a mindset thing for me. It was more, I was just dealing with like some things that happened to me that were really traumatic in my life. And I was just going through like a lot of issues, and at that time, it was just like causing a lot of stress on me, and just I didn't want to do anything. Like I didn't even want to do my business. I definitely didn't want to show up in front of, 100 plus women and act like I'm all positive and excited to be here. I was excited. It was just I wasn't mentally like there. I was just fell off a little bit because of everything going on in my personal life. And prior to that, my personal life never affected my business, but this thing that happened to me, it was like I've never had something that really, really traumatized me in ways where I was like, okay, this is affecting every area of my life. I'm usually able to like switch from personal Amber to like business Amber, and it's a complete different person. But this was just really hard. But the conference went amazing, and I knew that like I still had to do it. I stopped even marketing actually last year, and it oversold out. And I knew because I was praying to God. I was like, that was like the biggest thing. Faith for me was huge at that time. I was praying to God to help me get through this, difficult time. And why am I suffering? Why am I dealing with these things? And like, if the conference isn't meant for me, if this isn't the right time, it's okay. Just like show me that I shouldn't do this. I'm like kind of done with it. Just help me like not embarrass myself and not, whatever. I put so much money, time, and energy into it. And then like a few days later, I ended up getting so many sales and like just overselling out, and I wasn't even marketing it. And I was like, oh
Wow,
my
that's
goodness, like
awesome.
what the heck?
That's how strong your following is, right? That you could just put something out there and boom, people show up, right? And that's amazing. I think one of the things that caught my attention, especially like, and I saw this and I'm going to bring it back. I saw a picture of, well, first let me say you turned your pain into purpose.
Yeah.
You right. And I think one of the things, going back to what you were saying, Martha, is like if there's no passion behind, and we've said this multiple times in different episodes, if there's no passion behind what you do or purpose or meaning or anything, you're going to quit.
Mhm.
What's going to be making you continue doing something? Because anything that's worthwhile is going to take work,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
sometimes people don't want to work, right? So like, so there has to be passion, meaning depth behind it for you to say, I'm all in it. I mean, there's times I want to quit everything. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do any of this. It'd be easier for me to just work a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
sit there, deal with somebody that possibly doesn't like me, or I like them, or I don't vibe with the company, or blah blah blah, whatever. And it's just a miserable situation. But, and not that that's what the case it is for me, but I'm just saying, like, there's people that like you're gonna put up with in a job. I'd rather not deal with that, right? So actually, like, I love being an entrepreneur. I love doing things for myself. I love not reporting to anybody, right?
Right.
Like, I love just doing what I have to do for myself. But I love that you did that. And then you shared on Facebook a picture, and that caught my attention. I was like, dang, she's such a badass. You were it was a hospital picture, right? You were in the hospital, and then the next picture right under it was you were on ABC.
WGN Chicago.
WGN. You
Yeah.
were on the news. So you pitched the news, and
Mm-hmm.
they took up your story,
Yeah.
and they brought you, which is really cool,
Thank you.
right? So tell us a little bit about like that part of your life, because you were sick, and what
Mm-hmm.
exactly were you diagnosed with and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I had endometriosis, which a lot of women do deal with, but I had stage 4 endometriosis. So it's a pretty severe case. It's respiratory, and endometriosis can go up to your brain as well, but mine wasn't that severe. That's stage 5. So stage 4 is still pretty bad, where it goes to your respiratory. It can affect the way that you breathe, the way that like your lungs function, other organs. So, I basically got diagnosed with that, and that's when I lost like all my weight. I lost a lot of confidence. I was dealing with a lot of like panic attacks and mainly like the pain. I wasn't even able to get up like during that time. It was during COVID, which was kind of nice because like the world was shut down anyway, so there wasn't too many places to go. But still, being that young, I was just like, what is happening to me? I was just dealing with really painful like cycles and problems and other things too, and I couldn't get out of bed. It was affecting like a lot of areas in my life, and I'm very in tune with my body, so I felt like, okay, something's wrong. It's not just a small problem. I went to multiple doctors in the US. I went to over 7 or 8 doctors, misdiagnosed every single time. I went to the emergency room because I like, had all this
Wow.
extreme pain, and I thought I was literally like dying. and they misdiagnosed me. They told me, well, not necessarily misdiagnosed. I was misdiagnosed, but they told me it was just a cyst in my ovaries, which I did have a cyst in my ovaries, like multiple, but that doesn't cause the problems that I was having. A lot of women have cysts, they come and go and things
Yeah.
like that. It's not too much of an issue. And they told me that's the reason, and I'm being dramatic. And I got like basically like, brainwashed in my mind. I
Wow.
was like, okay, I'm being dramatic. Like maybe the pain isn't as bad. Maybe I'm just being like, crazy,
Oh, wow.
whatever. So I felt crazy. I felt like nobody understood me. And then my dad's assistant at that time was researching a lot about like my hormones and just problems that I was dealing with, my symptoms. And she knew about endometriosis. Prior to that, I had no idea that word even existed or what it was. I didn't even know. Um, and she had an endometriosis doctor in Mexico. It was the top endometriosis specialist in North America, actually. It was first his dad, then him. And so I was like, okay, like I was kind of against going to a guy doctor. I really didn't like feel comfortable. I was like, I don't know, like, like my body stuff. I just felt weird. And then I'm like, I was just lost at that point and I had like nothing else. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go, I'll figure it out and see. And I met with him, and he was honestly like an angel sent down, and he helped me so much with everything. When I went there, it was like also therapy. Like he helped me with my mindset stuff too, because I was dealing with a lot of struggles. But he's the one who diagnosed me. He told me you can't really know how severe it is until you do a surgery and see inside. But he knew with my symptoms that I had like something that's pretty severe. So he told me either you can go on medication or we can do the surgery and remove the endometriosis that's affected your organs and causing you these pain and problems and everything. And then we can go on medication afterwards. And I was just against medication in general, but the pain was insane. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I guess I'll just have to do the surgery. I have no other option. There's no cure to endometriosis either until you hit menopause, then it kind of stops. So I'm like, okay, I'm 20 years old at the time. It's going to be a while until I get there. So I'm like, okay, I have to like just do something about this. So I ended up doing the surgery. It was the scariest thing ever. I've never gone under or done anything like that. It was supposed to be 2 hours, turned into like an 8+ hour surgery. And I had multiple surgeries in one because when they went in and saw everything inside, they realized like, okay, this is way more severe than which she told us basically. And they said my pain that I explained to them because I told them it was like a 7 out of 10. I didn't want to be dramatic. So even in my mind, I was
Oh,
like, it's a 20 out of 10.
no.
But I was like, I'm not going to be dramatic. I'll just say 7. So then he told my parents, he was like, basically the pain, like the equivalence is her giving birth every single day. Like that's the pain that she was dealing with. So I was like, yes, tell them, doctor, tell them all, because I
Oh,
swear I
hell
was in
no.
pain.
Every day
Yeah.
you had a
And
baby?
you guys know, yeah.
No.
For me, it was traumatizing, by the way, when I gave birth.
Oh,
That's a whole story for another time.
yeah, every day feeling like you're in labor for a baby.
Yeah. So it was intense. Yeah. So that like really affected my life.
How long were you in pain for?
I was in pain for like 6 months prior to that, but before that I always like had like weird issues with like irregular cycles and things like that, but it wasn't anything that was extremely painful. But then that 6 month mark I was just in really extreme pain. Maybe like almost a year actually, like 8 months, 9 months. So yeah, and then I had that surgery, multiple surgeries, and then I was in bed rest for a while, around like 2 months, and I had to relearn how to walk. I had to relearn how to digest food. I had to relearn how to go to the bathroom. I had to relearn how to do everything. So it was a very like vulnerable space that I was in and very difficult for me, and that is when I was kind of reflecting on everything in my life and what I wanted to change and the difference I wanted to make and how grateful I was for like the littlest things. Like you don't realize like walking, you're not like grateful for walking. It's like, okay, this is a normal human thing and like everyone in the world can walk, or the majority of the people. But like after I went through that, I was like, wow, like this really shows me a lot, and my perspective changed completely after that. And I think like that helped me so much because now I show up each and every single day so grateful for life and wanting to make a difference in every life that I encounter, because I don't know what they're dealing with internally, because people didn't know what I was dealing with. So I like come at people with more grace and more like empathy and understanding and just like things like that. So that was kind of that. And then this actually, my 4-year anniversary of my surgery, the second picture was me being on WGN to promote the conference. So it was just kind of like coincidental, like the dates, like the change. I went from, the surgery room until now being like on TV and talking about this conference and everything that I've been able to build because of the people that I've met and God as well. So yeah,
Wow.
How many years did you say was from?
4 years. This year was my 4th year. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any comments, Martha?
I'm trying to see if my angel sent me a message on the number 4.
Oh, This girl.
I
Oh my
I feel like
goodness.
God talks to me through numbers. I
Yeah,
think that is a gift
People
that
say
God
that,
gives.
yeah,
right?
definitely. I agree.
Haven't seen that personally, but people do say that.
Yeah, there are numbers. It's biblical. There's meaning behind certain numbers. You could find it. I haven't gotten super into that, but I know like 8, 7, 12, right? Like those are anyways, I'm not talking about this.
Yeah, but for me, look, just so you know, this is you're gonna record, you're gonna hear this, and it's gonna happen.
Oh, sorry.
So we were talking earlier about doing a retreat in Mexico, all three of us. So I see the number 11, and that's the thought that came to me, and I see it right here. That's my number. So that means that it's meant to be. So stay tuned.
This girl.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, 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 okay.
Okay, go to the next thing.
So let's go back to there we go to Tilsa said numerology. So thank you, Tilsa. I know I don't know Brian's still on, but I want to make sure I give Brian some kudos here. And then Tilsa, she put numerology. Here we go. You're gonna get people started here. You're gonna look what you started, Marta. No, I'm just playing. Tilsa 111. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tilsa. So one of the things that caught also my attention, I love, man, you're such a badass. Like, I'm just sitting here, like amazed the fact that like you went through all these trials, these tribulations, and you look at you and you would not even think like that you've gone through it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're so sweet, you're so nice, your vibe is like gentle. So I'm sitting here like, oh my god, you went through what, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself, one thing that you said is it's your body, right? It's not just the physical to say that you're healthy, right?
Mhm.
It's also the mental. You said there was 5
Yeah.
pillars in your book. What
Yeah.
was it?
So physical, but then mental, emotional, spiritual, and social.
Look at that, right? And those are big things, even in therapy. If anybody has done therapy here, right? That was one of the things that, like, when I was going through therapy, my therapist was evaluating, like, tell me how your social life looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I can relate to what you're saying because, like, so who's your social life? Oh, well, my wise community, right? Like the women I serve.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you serve your emotional life? Oh, well, I guess the wise activities that I put together. So I also was putting events together to meet my needs,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like the fact that a lot of people neglect certain areas of their life and think that, oh, well, it's not being fit doesn't mean I'm just going to the gym every day. I go to the gym every day, almost I'm exaggerating, not all every day, but I go a lot. I'm definitely a frequent gym goer, and I like an active lifestyle and but that doesn't mean that just because I do that, I'm healthy, right? That doesn't mean like I could be eating like dog poo, I
Mhm.
could be eating terrible, but I don't. I don't.
Why would you say that?
I was gonna say dog shit, but I was like, no, I don't eat bad. Like I eat pretty clean. I want to try the carnivore diet. I'm thinking of the carnivore diet right now. So, but anyways, long story short, anyways, but still, I love the fact that you said that just because it's not just being fit, there's other areas of your life that you need to make sure you're taking care of, emotional, spiritual, right? Are you getting fed spiritually? Whether it's you're going to church or you're watching videos, you're listening to things or you're meditating or whatever you do to feed your soul, right? I love that. And I think, can you talk a little bit more about that? Or Marta, do you have any comment on that?
I have a comment. I have a comment on something else, and it was interesting to mention. And I know the story of all. And now I know your story. And what you realize is you look at three powerful women, but what you do not see is that we've all faced adversity, even when we're building. We've in our building, everyone sees the nice posts, the nice things they see on Facebook, but they don't see what we're dealing with. And it was so amazing to hear your story, because even putting my event together last year and this year, I've dealt with a lot of things that I don't talk about. And just know that if you really want it, just take one step. And sometimes you just have to stop and do what you said. Put your faith in God and pray,
Yeah.
and still have the intention. If the intention is to gather women, still have that intention and take the break if you need to. Just don't leave your finger out of the, say, like del ringlón, lo dicen, no quites el lápiz del ringlón. So just know that,
Translation.
I don't know how to say that. No quites el lápiz del ringlón. Don't take the pen out of the paper. That's basically what it
Okay,
is.
okay. Keep moving.
Yeah,
Keep
keep
going.
moving, keep going. And keep going also means resting. If you need to rest and pray and just put it in God's hands, then do it.
I like that. That's true. Every time I've put 3 conferences together. You guys are doing conferences right now. Right now, I'm like, I ain't doing conferences. I do a lot, and conference is not one of them. But when I have put conference together, like it is one of the most exhausting things that I've done, right? And even doing it, supporting like my ex-employer, right? That same thing. Like they're so time consuming. There's a lot of work behind conferences. So kudos to you ladies, right? Like, I'm like, even when I put a retreat together, I'm out for a whole month afterwards because you're putting all this energy out, you're pouring yourself out there. People don't realize that people that put events together are constantly giving, depleting, right? They need to always nourish themselves. So kudos again. Like I know how hard putting events together in general, and the fact that you're doing this is your third
Yeah.
conference,
Right.
right? And you're on your second conference, right? Second or third? This is your third too.
No, this is my second, but it's not my second event, but it's my
No,
second
yeah.
XBS.
The second conference, right? I've done 3 conferences. I've done 8 retreats, right? So it's like I know like it's a lot of work. One retreat I put together, I will never forget. I was out for a whole month.
Yeah.
I couldn't function. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I'm done. Like don't
Yeah.
talk to me, don't call me, don't look at me, stay over there. Like
I don't blame you.
so like I get it. So kudos to you ladies. So
Yeah.
we have Tilsa, she made another comment here. She said LOL 88. I don't know what that means. Tilsa, put it in define it here. And then she put hashtag keto lifestyle. I've done keto. Keto's good. I try to keep a keto lifestyle right now. I wanted to try carnivore and completely take out all carbs. I did I fail with this? I think I did. No, this has no carbs, so I'm still okay. But I wanted to see because I hear that it attacks the belly fat. It gets all the water weight out. I don't know too much yet. Don't come at me. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I've heard good things, so I'm considering trying it. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, with the carnivore diet, can you have like fish and shrimp and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like any
anything
animal.
a bear eats.
Oh, okay.
Anything a bear eats. I have a question, Abby, for you. I have a lot of women deal with the mommy belly. What do you suggest we do from the diet to exercise? Something for somebody who cannot do it that much. Like, give me some tips, please.
Yes, everything in moderation. So I think a lot of it is diet. It's not even just working out. But the main thing right now, even if you're not able to go to the gym or you don't have access to a gym or anything, is getting steps in, like walking. Yeah, and not even running, because running and working out hardcore actually like spike your cortisol, which can cause more well, that's your stress hormone. So it can cause you to gain weight actually. And I was hardcore into like lifting and like all that stuff. Then kind of more recently I started realizing like after I went through a lot of stress, I was gaining like weight compared to what I normally was. And
Don't
it
shatter
wasn't
my dreams.
and it wasn't like muscle or whatever. It just depends per person, but your body goes through different like hormonal changes, right? Especially as a woman and like a mother too for you guys. So and everyone else watching who is a mother. And so walking, getting your steps in is really good. Even running kind of puts your body into like a stress mode. So walking fast paced, if you can do incline, that's great. If not, it's fine. But I've been tracking my steps every day too. I'm trying to get like 10K steps a day, which is actually really hard to hit. You would think that it sounds easy. It's like, oh, 10K steps. I'll just walk for like 30, 40 minutes. But no, like it's hard.
It's like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing like 5K steps a day for the past like 2 weeks, and I feel like that's been helping me a lot. And the reason I'm doing it is because it helps a lot with like that body fat that you can't get rid of and like the mom belly that a lot of people were saying, even though I don't have that, but it's like it helps with other excess fat that you can't get rid of in other ways. So getting your steps in, and that's easy for everyone to do. You know, like you could just go outside in nature, and it's a great time to just reflect and listen to a podcast. That's what I do. Or sometimes I even just like am in silence and just walking and thinking about life and reflecting and being grateful for everything. So yeah.
I love that. So that's some the sound went off. Okay. I wonder when the sound went off. I wonder if everyone else experienced the same
Do
problem.
you hear us now? Do you hear
She
this?
put she could hear now, but I wonder if other people had difficulty listening too, because that was some good advice. Tilsa wrote, Marta knows infinite, and then that's when Trini said, "Hey Trini, that's my girl right there."
Did you girls hear the tip on taking steps for those that are
Ma-
trying to get rid of excessive
mommy
fat?
pooches.
Oh yeah, the mommy
May said,
bellies.
"Great, okay, awesome." So no, the
What
sound.
about diet?
Yeah. Diet wise, I would say more so everything in moderation. I don't like to be like, okay, I'm going to be full strict, no carbs, or full strict this type of diet and that, because it's very restrictive in your mindset. You feel like you can't have it.
Sure.
So I don't really like doing that to myself. So everything in moderation. I don't really count my macros and calories anymore, because you can get into, a negative mind space. You get really particular about everything, even with the steps lately.
I
Like I've
do
been
that.
so
Yeah.
obsessed with it and looking every single minute, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yep.
let me pace back and forth in my house
Yep.
to
My
hit.
sister does that. She just walks back and forth until she doesn't get to go outside. I'm like, girl, you're driving me nuts because you're just walking a circle.
Yeah, so that's so funny. But yeah, I think diet, everything in moderation. Obviously, I'm one who loves sweet. Like after every meal I need something sweet. Like I want dessert all the time, but that's not good. And lately I've been realizing it, the older I get, I feel like things start catching up. Your
Things
metabolism
will
isn't
catch up.
as fast as it used to be. Coming from a girl who was like a twig and could eat anything and everything and nothing affected me, now it's like I'm cautious about those things too. So I
Mm.
totally understand that side of things, which I never really did prior, but everything in moderation. Try to look at, there's this app, let me tell you guys, this is probably going to change your life.
Marta.
It's called Yuka, Yuka.
I heard of this app.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you basically scan the barcode to when you're going grocery shopping. You scan the barcode and it'll tell you 1 through 100 how healthy or how good this product is for you.
Ah.
And then you could read in there what is bad about it. Like if it has additives and stuff, you don't want to get that. But if it's
Okay.
just high in, maybe carbs or sugar, it's like you can kind of feel that out. If you feel like, okay, it has 0 additives, but it's high in carbs, but it's not a big deal, it's not unhealthy for you. At least you're knowing you're not putting toxins into your body and bad things. So that kind of has been helping me a lot, because I hate grocery shopping and I really struggle with what to pick out. Like I'm fine eating my meals, and I'm blessed because my mom cooks all my meals for me and I get it so
Aw.
good. And she enjoys doing that. But even with my mom, I told her, I was like, start using this app because I don't know what you're putting into my food, and I want to make sure that everything is clean and good and not preservatives and all this bad stuff or whatever the heck it's called. But yeah, even you can scan the bottles of dressing for your salads and all this stuff to know what is, because you think you're eating a salad, but you put this dressing on it and it's
Half a
this is
bottle of
terrible for
dressing.
you. And I'm guilty of that. That's what I do. I love salad dressings and things like that, and it's so bad. So now that I've been using that, it's helped a lot. So that's a good way to kind of help with your diet a little bit more. You
Yeah.
can still eat whatever you want, but just make sure it's not bad for you.
Yeah. I think those are good, like small, everything in small steps. And I think, and I'm sure, like where I'm at now, like I know it's difficult for like someone starting off, like, okay, how do I even start these patterns and these
Mhm.
processes and get something right? Because there's always something, you can always become better. You can always work on something more. That's the only reason why I've gotten into like the whole lifting component lately. Because I'm like, oh my God, how much more can I
Yeah.
add? How can I change this body? How can I make this muscle grow? Right?
Right.
Running, I still love running. Like I'm not anti running anymore, but I don't run as much as I used to.
Okay.
I've lessened the mileage and maybe like 1 time a week versus doing it 3 to 4 times a week I used to do it, right?
Wow.
And I'm just like, okay, let me focus more on lifting and less on running, because running, you just run and you just go your distance and come back and you're done. Listen to your podcast. I used to have phone calls.
Okay.
I literally would have conference calls
While
while
you're
I'm
running.
running, and people would laugh at me. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not like a really 7 minute runner. Like I'm not one of those runners. I like to take my time, enjoy myself, chat, and just
Yeah.
just go for it. So
I'd be
I
like,
yeah, I
I
don't.
cannot. My endurance is
No,
terrible.
no, no. I'm not doing all that. Like I want to be able to breathe and talk. That's how I know like I like that
Yeah.
pace. So but then, lifting on the other hand, then it's like, oh, I see this changing. I see my body. I see this. I see that. So I love the lifting side of things for
Yeah.
sure. And then whatever else I can incorporate. I'm thinking of other things of incorporating, but that's just
Yeah.
extra.
I think so. Yeah, exactly. Lifting's my main thing too. I don't think I'll stop. I have lowered in like the amount of weight I'm picking up because I felt like I was getting kind of bulky in comparison to how I used to look. Not I know some people will be like, "Oh, you're still so small and skinny," but I felt like I was getting bulkier, and I was like, "Okay, I just want to slow down on the weight and do a little bit more reps, more reps and less weight." So it just depends, but you change it up. Weightlifting, it does something else to your mind too. You feel just so satisfied and good. But I did try like Pilates for a while. I did like that. Pilates is hard. Have any
I
of you
have
done it?
not tried Pilates. I've done yoga, and I'm not a fan. Yoga's cool, but I'm like, nah,
I'm
I'm
not
not.
the
I'm
biggest
not.
fan
I'm
of
not.
yoga.
I'm not that
It's too
into it.
slow pace for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pilates was pretty hard, and there was all these like older ladies doing it, and they were like crushing it, and I was the youngest one there, and I felt like I was the most physically fit, but they were doing so great, and I was like dying because you use muscles in your body that you don't incorporate any other way.
Hmm.
So it like hits all these different targets. So it was really cool. I like that. And then like I incorporated like boxing and stuff recently too. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that. Just other activities to keep yourself
Yeah.
active.
Yeah. I had a friend and an ex coworker that was like, get into jujitsu, get into jujitsu. I was like, oh my God, leave me alone. I don't want to hear this anymore. It was constant all the time. It's rape prevention. You need to do it. I'm like, oh, it was like last 2 years. So then last year I was like, let me try boxing.
Yep.
Let's do boxing. Just because I'm too lazy to do abs. I hate abs. I hate ab workouts. I hate core. I know like squatting helps with that and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? But I'm like, oh, if I have to sit there and just, I really refuse it. So I'm trying to find other activities I could do that.
You don't even need to because like when I had the best abs of my life, it was just lifting because you engage your core when you're
When you're
lifting
lifting,
properly,
yes.
squatting, deadlifting, all that stuff. You don't need. I never used to do abs like ever. Now here and there I do, but like honestly, I don't really like doing abs either. It's
I'm
just
like,
annoying.
do people really, who likes doing ab workouts? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Who really
listen,
is like, yeah, abs?
I need to work out. Okay, that's where I'm gonna leave it at. So I'm gonna pivot us here because I feel left out, everybody.
Oh,
'Cause I
no.
don't work out, but I'm going to start. I already start
You
running with my. I
run.
run. I
You
run.
run.
I
Stop
run.
it. Give yourself credit. There you go.
I run, but I want to know more about your conference. What are we expecting? We're actually in one of the conference rooms right here. You see how we look so presidential? Yeah, this looks really nice.
Yeah, this was a great spot to do the show. Love it.
Yeah, this is where the sisterhood conference is going to happen. Walk us through what we should expect. Give us the details because I'm really excited. Me and Jennifer are going to be in the same panel, all of us, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Is the powerhouse panel. You're getting a sneak peek of that.
Yes, I am super duper excited. So August 16, 17 is the conference, the third annual Sisterhood Conference. It is, I don't even like to call it an event. It's more of an experience that like
I like
you
that.
do not want to miss out on. It's so great and makes such an impact and difference in people's lives. So day one is the VIP networking night. It's a kickoff. We're doing a red carpet charity gala. We partner with the charity every year.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got your dress?
No, I need to get it dressed. Delilah, help! The Rock Exchange.
I have my dress ready.
I don't even have mine yet. But I have like a boutique that I'm going to. There's a date set and everything. But anyways, so it's a red carpet charity gala. We partner with the charity every single year to give back a percentage of all ticket sales. So for everyone who has gotten a ticket, a percentage is going to charity, which is so great. The charity we chose is called Fellowship Housing. They empower single moms who have been through difficult situations. They help them with housing. They help them with finding like a workplace, a workforce, and just building like a sustainable life for them and their children. So it's really powerful, and they will be here also speaking both days. So VIP night is more for them. And red carpet, so it's going to be fun, more networking. It's intimate. It's already sold out, so that day will be a little bit smaller and just intimate. The speakers, panelists, some of the attendees as well. So going to be a fun time, just a couple hours.
I'm there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Yeah, I
checking.
believe both of you are coming.
Okay, I
Yeah,
was like,
as long as you guys are coming, you're there.
okay.
Yeah, then the main day is August 17th, Saturday, which we do still have tickets available for on the website. And I believe both of you have discount codes as well for that. So I think it's on there. Yep.
Yeah, so go to 2024 sisterhoodconference.org. The code is put Jennifer20 so that she knows that you are going because of me in this show. Because I promised her I'm supposed to raffle tickets, right?
I believe you're raffling something off?
Well,
think
no,
so.
I think giving some tickets
Oh, yes,
away.
yeah.
Yeah. So I know that I don't know what yet to do for the raffle, but
Yeah.
I'll be putting something out there soon, like someone in my wife's community or one of the women. Or is this open to men?
Yeah.
This is open to
Yes,
men
this year
too.
we are, yeah.
So what are the kind of topics that we're going to be discussing?
Yeah, so the main day is going to be a full day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have different speakers talking about different topics. They're industry experts. We have there's a real estate investor and a lady who's in real estate, and she's done over 1 billion in multifamily, which is 1 billion with a B. So I was like, wow, she's amazing. She's a powerhouse. So I'm excited to hear from her. I've seen her speak at really large events, and like then we ended up connecting on Instagram, and it was great. And she wanted to come out and speak, and she really believed in the mission and everything. So she'll be here. I have different business coaches. I have someone in psychology actually coming and talking about mental health as well. So we're covering like everything, you know. So she's going to talk about investing, finances, scaling. We also have people talking about marketing, social media. We have people talking about mental health. We have people talking about sales, funnels, websites. We kind of cover all the basics you need, and everything can relate to wherever you're at in your business, or even if you don't have a business yet and want to get started. Then we have the panel as well with, you know, women leaders who have built amazing communities and are leaders like these two ladies here. So they're going to be there along with two other really amazing women. They all come from different backgrounds, which I really enjoy, because then all the attendees will be able to kind of, you know, pick who they just feel more connected with, or maybe you connect with all of them. So I just wanted like a different wide variety of people. So it's going to be amazing. And we have a lot of different activities throughout. It's not just sit down and listen to speakers. We're going to be networking. We have really cool sponsor booths at the entrance and the lobby to network and go meet with different women owned businesses or business that, you know, empower women and things like that. So super excited for that. And there's a lot of surprises coming up too. So I can't say everything yet. Maybe I'll tell you guys after we go off of live, but some really cool like surprises that like, yeah, you just want to be there for it. You're gonna have FOMO if you don't come.
Yeah, you're gonna be jelly. You're gonna be super jelly right now, because me and Martha are gonna be there, and we're gonna be having a ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited for the event. I'm excited to see you put an event together like this, both of you. And we're gonna go to Martha's event shortly, but like just to be around the community that you have established, just to the powerhouse that you are. Like, I love just being around amazing women, powerhouse women, gorgeous women. I'm just like, damn, it just inspires me.
Yeah, me too.
That's what it is. It's all about inspiring. Like, I want to be around people that inspire me. And if you're not inspiring me, like, I don't want to be around you. Just
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right?
Like
Like,
go away.
go away. No, but I mean,
No.
and really it's the genuineness. I
Yeah.
think like sometimes you have to pick people's vibe. You have to feel them out and be like, well, are you genuine? There's a lot of shady people. I was gonna say a bad word, but I was like, there's a lot of shady people out there, and you gotta pick. Trini is laughing, right? And then I think one of the biggest things is making sure that like, why are you helping me? Why are you supporting me? Why are you around me? What is it like? So then you have to question and ask, like, what is it? Right. And you being both of you, right? Powerhouses, you attract community. People are going to want to be around you. How to make sure that these people are genuine? How do you? Let's do that, because there's a lot of people that get taken advantage. But how do you make sure that the people around you are good, genuine, that really are there to support?
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into that. I think you're always going to, as you're up leveling and scaling, there's always going to be those people who seem like they're supportive, and people like us who are so like kind hearted and we want to let people in, we want to help people. We sometimes like fall for that in a lot of ways, because we're like, we're here to help you. So we don't think that you're going to take advantage or hurt us or whatever. And I've gone through these situations lots of times in my life, and it sucks, it hurts and stuff like that, but I mean that's a part of kind of the growth going through those. And I think the more that you encounter, the more you learn how to read people and understand if like they truly are genuine or not, or if they're just trying to be with you because they want something from you and they're not trying to pour into you. You know, you need to find people who want to mutually benefit each other, who can help each other,
Reciprocate.
yeah, exactly. So you learn as you go. I think it's honestly, that's for me. I learned as I went, because the first conference, I'll be honest, like everyone there wasn't there just to support me. A lot of them were there just to be like, I want to see what she's putting together and like talk about it, you know?
Mm,
Then the second year, I think as I started growing and building and like all those things and like growing and building, I felt like the second year it was way more genuine connections. My marketing changed as well, so my messaging, that's huge as like a business coach, like how you message to specific
sure.
people to attract the right audience, that has helped me a ton. So yeah, I think it's just like a learning process as you kind of go on.
Yeah. You, Marta?
Oh man, this is a good question.
I know it's a
Um,
good question for you.
it, um, first and foremost, you just try to be the best version of yourself. So naturally, you will attract when you're like selling or doing a transaction or even trying to bring the people, you will naturally just bring the right people. And I always say, don't force. Like, one or two
Mm.
touches. This is what I do. I have 3 touches. They first meet me, then I contact them, then I do another follow-up. And if it doesn't happen, that means that person does not match your frequency or energy, or it doesn't belong there. So
Mm.
you don't force it. You don't try again and again. You just keep moving on to the next person.
Mm.
And it sounds very transactional in a way, because you're like, you're just moving on. Yeah, because those people do not belong to be there.
Yeah.
God will bring you the right people. And that is my system. I talk to them, then I send them a message, and then I do a follow up within like 7 days. If it didn't work, then it didn't. And if it happens, they're like, oh, I need a booth, or I want a VIP ticket. If it's sold out, it's sold out. I'm not going to try to force someone, because at the end of the day, you're going to attract what belongs to you. That's what I think. Contracts. Always have contracts, even if it's your friend, especially if it's your friend and family member. And actually, Tilsa has helped me out with this a lot. She's a really good friend of mine.
Oh, look at who said someone. So look, your
There's
your Booski said, "Preach, baby."
I love you, Ron.
Oh, he put preach, my queen. Oh.
Oh, so really having contracts in place, and Disa helped me a lot with this, and that's how I knew she was a real friend. Because even as a friend, and we went into intimate stories, and I told her things, she was like, "Do you need me to sign a clause? Like, I will sign a clause, so you know that anything that we talk about." And was just out of friendship, because she knew I was building something big. She's like, "I just want you to have the security that what we're talking about is not going to go outside of these doors." And this doors was the beach, because that was our place to go to. So always have contracts, and you get signs. You get signs that those people are not good. So I'm not going to go through who it was and what happened, but I had a business that did not work, and I already had those signs. That person was not doing good in business.
You were ignoring the red
I was
flags, like
ignoring the red flags.
relationships.
I was ignoring the red flags. So don't ignore the red flags, especially if that person you're working with is not good in business, is not good with their numbers. Don't work with them.
Oh yeah, you know them
That
by
was
their
the
fruit.
that
You can see
was
by the fruit,
yeah.
like what are they doing in their life? What's going on in their life? What's their personal life look like? Right? Like if you can see, like, oh, they're doing great, then right, work
Yeah,
with them.
look for alignment. You're going to be seeing when you talk to people, ask them questions in different parts of their life, and also observe them. And there's disalignment, that's a huge flag.
Yeah. Tilsa said contracts, NDA. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna
No,
say
no,
something.
no.
No, that's good. No, I think this is great advice because sometimes when you're putting yourself out there, like I'm pretty direct, right?
Mhm.
And I try to be, and I'm kind. I think I'm a kind person. I
You
think I'm a
are.
sweetheart.
Yes.
I support. I'm always there for people. However, I can help. Let me know. Like that's my first thing. Like, how can I support you? How can I
Yes.
help you? That's my
Mhm.
biggest thing. I hope I said that to you guys.
Yeah.
If I didn't, like, shame on me. But that then there's times that when I do read someone and I feel like, oh, you coming at me at a different angle. So then I have to be like, let me come at you at my other angle that I don't bring out. And then they don't like that angle. And when I bring that angle out, then that's not fun, right? Because it's like I've been taken advantage of. I've been like, unfortunately, there's entrepreneurs that try to get competitive with you. Naturally, people that are insecure are more competitive, right? I compete with myself. I don't compete with other people.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
love that.
someone told me this, and I'm not gonna say who told me this, but you were at my event. I invited you to be a panelist at my event. You do women's stuff. Someone said, hey, your competitors here. Yeah. Someone told me, hey, you have a competitor here.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No
I kid you not. I'm
way.
not calling out who it is. And that person doesn't know it. Doesn't
Yeah.
know how I operate.
Yeah.
And I kind of chuckled and I was like, she ain't my competition.
Yeah.
Like we serve different communities, we serve different crowds.
Right.
I'm here to support her however I can support her, and if she wants to support me, you were there, you're
Yeah.
supporting me. So it's like this is how it's a give and take. So I never see another event, and I've been noticing that now. I'm like, because I'm putting these networking events together, I go to someone else's networking event. Oh, that's your competition. That's not my competition.
Yeah.
I don't compete against nobody.
Mhm.
So if you see it that way, then that's your problem. But someone
Yeah,
said that
exactly.
about
Yeah,
us.
that's so funny. I think that's like them projecting as well, because I feel like maybe they were looking out for you. Who knows what their intentions were with that comment? But I think for us, all of us saying like we're so confident in who we are and what we're doing, and we know our intentions behind stuff, so we don't really feel like triggered or feel the need to like, oh, I need to compete with her because she's having an event next, the month after mine, or I have to compete with her because she's doing XYZ, whatever. Like, no, that's just not the energy that we vibe in. And I feel like that's why we've been helping each other with all the things that we're doing and incorporating and collaborating. That's the biggest thing that I emphasize so much, is collaboration over competition. And we've all done that. And we're continuing to do that throughout these next few months and hopefully so on in the future. So,
Yeah, yeah. And what does really collaborating look like, right? People are going to say this all the time. I meet people all the time and I laugh in that back of my head. I laugh like, you collaborate, do you? Let me see, show me your collaboration. Show me how you partnered with other people so that I could be like, yeah, like Marta's event. I push people to go to her. I send people to her. A lot of like the people in my community go to her and I don't feel threatened by it. I'm like, they'll come back to me
Yeah,
when they're ready. Or,
exactly.
they're going to me, it just doesn't make any sense to feel like we're competing. But I wanted to share that with you
Yeah.
because someone said that to me and I was like, she ain't my competition. She
Yeah.
serves a different crowd, a different audience. She has a
Right.
different message.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is why I know, like for me, I'm like you said, we got to be confident who
Yeah.
we are as entrepreneurs, as business people. And I really am there. Like if people want to work with me, great. And if
Yeah.
they don't, that's okay too. Like I have no problem
Yeah,
with it.
exactly. Yeah. And I'm glad that you didn't let that like get to you, because like you're here, you're going to be a panelist at my conference. I want to promote what you do as well as you and your conference coming up and all these things. Like there's room for every single one of us to win and more. Like there really, really is. So there's no such thing as competition when you're confident in what you're doing and you know that there's room for all of us to win and we can all grow in our different areas and help each other and grow even more together.
Yeah.
You're not meant to do this alone
No,
either.
absolutely not. There's too much out there. There's too much money, too much slices of pie, or however people want to say it, right?
You got so many comments. We got to share those. I can't read from here.
Ron Yerbuski said, contracts create clarity, and clarity is a paramount in any relationship. I agree. Black and white. Keep everything black and white and simpler that way. You can collaborate with competition. Irina said that. Whoa. We have another comment here. Oh,
We
this
woke everyone up.
I know. We woke people up. Trini said, I love that. Partnerships, how are they formed when both partners are contributing capital mindset? um oh then that is it's coming in too fast. Shared resources and collaborations, but essentially you are competitor. Yeah, I mean, essentially, sure, we're competitors. I mean, if we're going to look at it that way, but for me, I don't want to get into that mode of competition. That's what, for me, that's how it is, whether it is or is not. Like, yeah, sure, like on paper, sure, that's my competitor, whatever, you know.
Everyone's competitor.
But everyone's competitors with everyone. So I get where you're coming from for sure. But I definitely, for me, it's like, how can I collaborate? Because I don't want to feel like I'm competing. That's the last thing I ever want to do. Hate usually comes from, and of course we respect everyone's opinions. Please keep them coming, because it is what it is. Hate usually comes from below, not from people at the top of their game. Yeah, agree with that, Ron. Martin Sanchez said, what do they call my tokai, right? Because I'm a Sanchez too. How do
Yeah,
they say it?
tocayo.
Tocayo, my tocayo.
Hey, tocayo. Hi, Martin.
Entrepreneurs only compete with themselves. I like that, Martin. Uh, and then May said, "Thank you for this. I always learn a lot from you ladies."
Mayra,
Oh,
we love you. So I actually want to touch base on this competition thing. And in the most competitive environment that I've ever been in is in the pallet world. Like this is right now is like the bloody sharks world. The economy is not doing well. I want to put it out there. A lot of people are lying and hiding information from you, but it's not just your business. It's not just my business. The economy is not in a good state. So right now in our industry, my industry, in the pallets, like it's bad. Like to the extent that pallets used to be about $8. This is the lowest grade pallet. Now they're selling about 275. So this is worse than the 2008 market. So it's easy for someone to go on like shark mode and see each other as competition, but I don't see it like that. What I like to do with the different pallet companies is I like to listen to what they have, understand their inventory, understand their capabilities, and I write them down. And I can easily say, oh, like I'm going to compete with this person, but I take notes because there will be something that I am not good at or I don't have enough of that I can bring them in on a contract. Do you get me? So I can easily be like, oh, I'm just going to try to sell the whole palette world and sell all my palettes and forget about the other vendors. And I think that's the way we should think about it. For example, realtors. There's a lot of realtors out there. How can you work with each other? And I see Ainoa did this, and I love that you did this, Ainoa. She's, I think, with Chicago Realty. She knows that she doesn't want to serve a zip code because there's a lot of travel time, so she refers them to someone else that's in that zip code. So just to, you can brainstorm some ideas to collaborate, but what is needed to have a collaboration is to sit down and understand who you are as a person, because first, at the end of the day, business is a people business. So you want to know if this is someone that you want your send clients to, and that understand what that person's capabilities are, what their products and service, and then you're going to see how much power you have in collaborating and how you can benefit clients. Even with XBS, I get so excited, but this is like a full collaboration, which can be my competitors like Tony P's events. We have Brandon with the Naperville Community Alliance, Joe with the Naperville Alliance. Anyway, because I was able to bring them in and collaborate with me with the Accelerator Business Summit, their communities are going to get the fruits of all the power of XBS. And at the same time, they didn't know they existed. So now there's going to be collaborations within these groups in Naperville. It's so exciting. The magic that happens when you think outside of the box and don't see each other as competitors.
I love
I
that.
love that too.
We have a comment here. Irina said, okay, let's see if I can. That's a long one. Yeah. She's a great viewer, by the way. Irina, I appreciate your support. I know we've been talking about getting her on the show and stuff. Competition can be healthy in many situations, including in workplace with children and in business. Healthy competition can motivate employees to work harder, learn new skills, and achieve their goals. Absolutely. Keep it positive. You always face negative people, whether clients, competitors, partners. Keep it positive and embrace competition. I could see that totally, totally.
Mhm.
I remember one year, I'm gonna share this funny story. At one of my retreats, we had what's the Steve Harvey game show one?
Oh,
The word one. What's it called?
yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Somebody knows the game. Steve Harvey is the host of it right now.
Why can't I think of it?
It's not Deal or No Deal.
No.
Name the five
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Somebody help me out here. What's the name of the Steve
Oh my
Harvey
god, I
show?
want to.
You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
like all the celebrities are on it and everything
Yeah,
too.
and there's two teams, and then they
Yes.
run up, and then they say
Yeah.
he has a question. Whoever hits it first, right? It's not
Family
Family
Feud.
Feud. Okay,
Yeah.
Family Feud. There we go. Trini said it. Family Feud.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Trini. So Family Feud, right? So one year I was like, usually on my retreats on Friday night, I'm like, okay, Friday nights, I know people are coming in, they're driving out, everyone's tired. Like, I try not to do like anything heavy on a Friday night. I just try to give dinner and then kind of hang out because I know what we're dealing with. Like, I've had one retreat that was 4 hours away, like a 4 hour drive. So yeah, I have so many stories I could share about these retreats, right? But this one in particular, right? I'm okay, we're gonna do a whole family feud thing, right? Like I'm gonna have like we had Mary Yee. I don't know if she's watching. She was like Steve Harvey, so she had a big she put on I have pictures. She had the mustache, she had the fedora hat, right? And she was supposed to be like Steve Harvey, and we had two teams. So I mean, I still love like the competition because that was
Yeah.
fun. It was like, oh my god, let's play. We're gonna win. So then, like all of a sudden, you see how women get really vicious and forget that we're friends, right? When it's like true competition,
Yeah.
like that's like, oh, we're not friends no more. Okay, but I think competition is fun depending on the level and what exactly you're doing, right? So I'm not anti-competition. I
Mhm.
just like to focus on competing within myself
Yeah.
first, right?
Right.
Um, but Ron said, I love competition, but not unethical competition.
Mhm.
That's good. Good competition pushes you to greatness. It gives you, I should share it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ron. Um, Pushes you to greatness. It gives you that push to pull something out of your hat that you never knew you had. Agree. That is good. Like there is good. You never know, right?
My man is deep.
Your man is deep. So Ron is awesome. He was our co-host last month. So he's a good supporter, and Martha's boo here, so they're great.
Share about your retreat now that you talked about it. When is it and how do we get
Oh yeah.
seats? Is there even beds still?
There's 10 there's 7 beds. I don't even remember. I've been all over the place, but I think I have about 7 beds right now. It's $600 for the whole weekend. All meals are included. It's called Silencing the Noise this year.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so I purposely want to take women out of their noisy lifestyle because we're all in very noisy lifestyles, kids, family, husbands, or if you're single, whatever you deal with in the corporate America or entrepreneurship, there's always noise around you and there's not enough time to look inward. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm putting the retreat together to really force women to face the inner voice, which I
Yeah.
think some of us try to run away from a lot of
Mhm.
times.
For
We don't
sure.
want to hear that voice. We want to ignore the red flags, right? We want to so I'm putting this event together specifically for that because I recently within the last 6 months to a year have been really forcing myself to be alone. Go to the movies by myself, take myself out to dinner, go by myself places, go to networking events by myself. Like I want to be alone because I want to know me,
Mhm.
and I really want to understand what makes me tick. And really, I like to be led. And that's what I was going to bring it at the closing. Have you guys ever heard of Yes Energy? The Yes Energy?
I don't know.
One of my coaches, her name's Laurel Langmeyer. It's big, the Yes Energy. Look it up, right? And I've been really like, have you seen the Yes movie on Netflix? It's like a Yes Day or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah,
You
yes.
know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
one with the so I've been really like I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to be open and I think that's the season I'm in, just the season of receiving and being open. And if someone wants to offer me something, give me something, I'm receiving it. So I think that's really the yes energy that comes into play that we don't take advantage of enough. So with me being alone, being open to opportunities, like even the fashion show I did yesterday, I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys saw, right? It was just I wasn't even thinking I was gonna do that. I'm not
I
even gonna
love
lie.
it.
I've done a fashion show before. I've done the run. We've done the runway before, right? For like nonprofits and
Mhm.
just fun stuff. And I went to an event and I rekindled a relationship with another businesswoman who does acting and modeling and stuff like that. And I've known her for some years. And I was telling her, like, oh, I did a little runway thing. I was kind of like just talking about it. She's like, okay, I need models for this next event. I was like, hold up. I wasn't ready for all that. I was just telling you what I was doing. And she was like, no, I need models. You look great. You can do it. You got experience. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm doing it. So I went to that, and that was within a week or two's time, like a week and a half. It just happened. I was
Mhm.
like, the yes energy, just be there. And now I'm like looking at more things now, more opportunities are coming. I'm like, hold up, wait a
Yeah.
minute, right? But it's that yes, right? It's the yes energy, just being open to things, whatever comes your way. And that's really how you get led.
Yeah.
And just follow God's leading, in
Mhm.
my opinion. Just okay, cool. Here's an opportunity. Boom, take it.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I definitely do. If you don't like the same thing, it's like you have to say yes into going into different rooms with people. And I know it can be kind of like nerve-wracking and awkward and uncomfortable, but that's how you open up opportunities and relationships that do so much for you. And that's the biggest thing for me, like that has helped me so much, is saying yes to opportunities that I felt uncomfortable doing. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to this event, or I don't know if I want to do that, or I don't, like, same thing as you guys are saying, but it literally will change your life if you do. So being open to that. I love how you shared that. Yeah.
Yeah, just be open to it. I see Martin. Marta, do you have anything to say to that? You want to develop a mentality of abundance and focus on being the best in your industry, and competition will never be an issue. Agree.
Wow,
That's a
this
good one.
topic
That's
really was hot. So next topic I'm going to bring at my XPS is competition.
oh
It's a good debate topic. Is competition good or bad?
but let's talk about I know Marta chime in and then we'll talk about Marta. Marta is the sponsor of the show, y'all. So she helped me with the boot camp. She's supporting me with the things that I do. So I got to give her kudos and promote her stuff as well. So go for it, Marta.
Should I do commercial style? Accelerator Business Summit, the place to accelerate your business growth. Let's go skyrocket your business. No, that was just funny.
She likes acting. I should connect you with the lady that does acting. She's looking for
Yes.
Latina actresses, actually.
I want to do it. You said to do, say yes. So, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna connect you to Erica. If you're watching, here you go. You got an actress right here.
Yes. Who do you want me to play? I can play La Llorona. I can play La Madrastra. I'll play anything, man. Except for
She
the.
said La Llorona. Do you know who La Llorona is? Oh heck no! I cannot believe she said La Llorona.
Tell her, tell her, tell her.
Okay, La Llorona is like a mythical
It's like
ghost.
it's like the
The, you want to say the
cucuy,
kukui?
no, no.
No, she don't know what the kukui is either. So it's basically like a woman in Mexico. Someone correct me if anyone knows the
Like
legend.
boogeyman
It's a
kind of
legend.
thing.
It's a legend. It's a legend. And she murdered her children. This
For
is
her
so
men, for the
her
men, for the men.
for her husband, pendeja, right? She murdered like dumbass. She murdered her kids for the man because the man didn't want her with kids, so she drowned them in a river. And then I guess ever since then, like the guy didn't even date her or ended up with her, and she just like regretted murdering her children. So she cries in the streets of Mexico saying, "Mis hijos, my children." Well, you lived in Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I heard that before. I know what it is.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, they say like you're out there in Mexico, like you gotta be careful, don't leave your kids out there at night or whatever, because the La Llorona's gonna get you, right? And then you could hear her crying. Isn't it something like
Yeah,
that?
that's the story. So, if you're looking for a great event, first go to the Sisterhood Conference on August 16 and 17. Please go to that one. This was a great event. Get it with Amber. The code is there, sisterhoodconference.org or something like that. She has the link there, okay?
Yep, it's from the screen.
And then second, October 3 and 4, you want to be at Naperville, the Matrix Club. There's parking for 2,000 people. Imagine you just pull in there, you go walk in there, and there's a fountain. It's yes, you are introduced with a beautiful fountain, very luxurious place. They host Indian weddings here. So just imagine having the privilege to come to such a beautiful facility. And what is the price? It's ridiculous. 25%. So a 1 day pass is $66 and a 2 day ticket, this is general admission, is about $138. These prices are so little.
2 day admission,
Yeah,
138. Yeah, that's pretty
that's
good.
pretty good. And then the VIP, because it's 25%, is about 370 something. I don't know these exact prices because I did 25%. I know I should know. But if you want to know what it is, go to xbsinfo.com or just go on Eventbrite and type the word Accelerator Business Summit with an X, not the actual accelerator, with an X. And this is an extraordinary event. I already have the agenda. We have, I'm going to walk through the agenda really
Go
briefly.
for it.
So, day one is all about sales and marketing. So from 12 to 6, you're going to hear speakers on sales and marketing, and you're going to put networking into practice. We have Cherry Tree all the way from Hawaii, who's going to show you a personality test called the Bank, which you should be using within your business in pitching, sending emails, funnels. This is something you want to have in your respiratory, or what is it, not the respiratory, in your database for sales. From 8 to 9, we have networking, open networking, and then from 9 to 12 is this large expo. We have over 85 vendors that will be there. So you're gonna have hot panels on day 2. Day 1, we're gonna open up actually with the Woman of Influence panel. Should I tell them who they are? No. I won't tell you who's going to be the woman of influence. So, day 2, very similar, 9 to 12, you have this large expo. At the same time, you get to choose to go to different workshops. And then from 12 to 6, we go into the keynote speakers. We have Mindset. If anyone knows James Stanley, he's going to be there opening us up. We're going to have a mindset panel. Jennifer's going to be in this one. She just found out last week in the real estate and
Oh,
investor
I was like,
panel.
wait, what? Oh,
Yeah, I just
yeah.
told you last week, a real estate and investor panel. And we're going to end with mindset and some therapy. It's going to be great. So, this is an amazing event, and the event doesn't end there. We have the largest gala ever. Someone's going to help me with this because I'm not going to do the gala. It is going to have Indian entertainment. And I've heard that Indian entertainment is one of the best. So,
I love Indian
got this for
dancing.
you. I have people for you.
Oh,
Yes,
there
yes,
you go.
yes.
Oh, because you guys were talking about it last time. I remember.
Ritika, we have somebody that can help us with the gala. Yes.
I got you.
I think
Yeah,
that's it. But
I
yeah.
love Indian dancing. I love it, and I love Bollywood. Like, yeah, I'm down. And I love Indian food. This is great.
You see,
Okay.
I'm doing some dance moves here.
Yeah, they do the whole. Well, you're half Indian.
You
You
can
said.
get
Yeah,
henna too.
that's right. Okay,
They're
cool.
gonna have someone to do henna, hopefully.
Oh,
So
that'll be fun.
October 3 and 4, this is the event that is not only going to be powerful in getting you the right connections, the right leads, but it's going to get you the right resources and the right people to grow your business.
No lie, I was there last year.
And she said no to me before.
Now
Just
you
tell
think
them
yes.
how you were like, yes.
Oh heck no, I'm a panelist at your event.
Yeah, but you said no the first year.
Oh, the first girl, I'm not going into that. Okay. I was there. What are you talking
I know she was
about?
there and she was
Oh, I was
speaking.
there. Yeah, I spoke. Actually, I stopped speaking. I was taking like a sabbatical on public speaking because I was going through the grieving, and your event was the first event I came back to speak. I didn't even want to speak at my own events. So like I was there, girl.
Yeah, I know she was there, and I feel very privileged that she was. She had a booth, and she also was speaking. But I know before, and this is what happens. Wow, it's some of the
La
ceiling,
Llorona.
like the ceiling, just
The ceiling
basically.
just banged. That's scary. Let's go. Let's leave now.
Well, Jennifer was there. Will you talk about your experience?
Now I'm thinking about
I
exorcisms and stuff.
know.
What the heck? Okay, see what y'all started.
You're
So
gonna give me a venue discount.
anyways, right? Yeah, they should give you a venue discount. So yeah, no, her event was great. A lot of vendors. One of the thing I loved was the quality of vendors. I saw. I don't. You had a lot. I feel like you had like 50 or 100. There was a crazy amount of vendors there, and I was just like, oh my god, like you really busted your butt to get all these people in here. And I'm talking about quality vendors, which was really nice to see, right? Because there's events that you go to and okay, they're cool, but this was like a lot of vendors, a lot of speakers, a lot of activity. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So props to you for putting an event like that together for your first event in such a huge the Tinley Park Convention Center. It was like enormous event. So I thought it was great. The speakers were great. I had fun. So yeah, definitely take advantage of the event, both of these events, one in August, one in October. Come to my retreat in September. I'm sitting here like I should be promoting my retreat.
Yes.
That's September 13, 14, 15. I have 7 beds, $600 the whole weekend, all your foods included and activities in Michigan, 1 hour away. It's not a bad drive. So I want to make sure I promote that. But you guys got the code here, Accelerator Business Summit. So make sure if you guys go register there. And then, of course, let's also promote the Sisterhood Conference. The code right there, Jennifer 20. Don't I have a code for your conference for your thing too?
Yeah, Jennifer.
There you go. So go to the there's so much. I have so much going on. I can't keep up with everything. Accelerator Summit, xbsinfo.com. Use my code so she knows that you came through me, Jennifer, and make sure you guys attend that event as well. And then, of course, finally, I need to make sure I promote my stuff because I forget all the time. I have a branding networking event tomorrow. All right. I'm excited about this event, and I'll probably go live later and talk more about it. But I'm bringing 3 amazing speakers. One is Lisa La Boricua. I love Lisa La Boricua. I've known her for years. She's really big on the salsa side, the salsa venue, as an instructor, and she's well known in that community. But I love that she changed her last name to Boricua. Like she legally changed her last name, which is what I admire so much, that she was so down for her brand that she said, I'm going to change my last name to Lisa La Boricua because that's what everyone knows me as in this community. And she takes it wherever she goes. She fought for this last name in her divorce. That's how much she was like die hard for her brand. So I think too many people don't understand how branding is such a big deal as an entrepreneur. So I said, right away when I thought about branding, Lisa La Boricua. She's perfect for this. What are you gonna say?
Should I change mine to Martha Mathematician?
No, mathematician. No. Well, I don't know. That's up to you. I will encourage whatever you choose to do, Marta. I am your biggest supporter. So Make sure you guys go. I also have Carlos who has a podcast, and it's the Flavor podcast. I love it. What I loved about him is that he had a lot of like clothing, like he has a whole studio, he has a whole bunch of shows under him. So like you could see his brand like in the attire, which I thought was pretty cool. And then of course Alex Corona, who's a big real estate investor and real estate broker out in Blue Island, who I've been to his office. Girl, this man, real estate broker, him and his wife, awesome team. I've been out there for because I'm an investor as well, right? And I had an event there with him, and I just remember like his name's Alex Corona. Okay, he uses that blue color for all his branding, and he's big on the shark. He is like he uses shark for all his branding. That man even makes his hair look like the shark fin on the top of his head. No lie, like that's part of his branding. Which I thought to myself, like, oh my God, that is genius. And then he had Coronas at his event because so I say, like, this man has thought about everything. Like, he makes sure he gives Coronas at his event because his name's Alex Corona. He wears all the same color and has his shark thing, and he's known as like the shark, like a predator, right? That he's an investor. I mean, a great family. They're so humble though. They're really about the community, which is what I love. Like the Blue Island community loves him. Like I could see how a lot of people follow him. So I'm super excited to have all of these three speakers tomorrow. So you guys need to come out. It's free. I don't charge for this. Just make sure you guys support the restaurant. Buy food and drinks, right? That's all that I ask when I do these networking events. And then, of course, the coaching program. If there's any ladies that need coaching on personal development, professional development, I'm putting together my 12-week program. I'm launching a new one. I'm still recruiting for some ladies. For 12 weeks, I take you through a program that helps you build on your time, put your goals together, have some boundaries, figure out conflict resolution, put a whole game plan together. And Martha's ready to say something, so I'm gonna let her talk about it.
Because I recommend it. I've been in her program and it really helped. If anyone wonders, like, how did Martha become like these people that knew me? I was more reserved, and now I'm like this. Firework. Was thanks to her program and many, like, even writing part of my book. So thank you for being part of this program and put all these ideas and actually organize them and really make them flourish and come to reality. So thank you.
Oh, yeah. So Marta took the program. I appreciate her testimony because one of the biggest things that I like to do is I like to take a woman where she's at and kind of put clarity to everything that she's trying to do. Right. You saw the comment. That's why you're laughing. I'm gonna share right now. I'm trying really hard not to share that comment. Um, I will share the comment, but hold on, let me finish my thought. So, Marta came to me with a lot of great ideas and a big vision, and everything was jumbled. And I was like, okay, let's get everything in order in your personal life first, right? What are the goals? What's the vision for your life? What do you want to see yourself like? What are your priorities, right? So kind of establish that and then work together on, okay, what is it? Let's work on getting something done in your life, whether it's business or personal. I always ask women, give me 3 professional and 3 personal goals that we're going to work on for the next 12 weeks. And every week we're hitting benchmarks on your goals, right? And then we're going through a curriculum that I've developed because this is a curriculum that I've applied in my own personal life that's gotten me to where I'm at. So you might look at Jennifer and be like, oh my God, Jennifer's all over the place. No, everything's strategic that I do. I have time. I manage my time. I manage my goals. Everything goes under a nice little map and I know where it falls under. So to someone, it might look like I'm all over the place, but no, I get a lot done because I'm that strategic with everything that I do. And mind you, I'm a mom. I don't put my kids out there. Why? Because I protect their identity. Two, I don't know everybody that's on my Facebook and social media. So I don't trust y'all. So I'm not putting my kids out there for people to exploit them. No, absolutely. So you might wonder, well, where are her kids at? Why is she out all the time? They're with me, bro. They're right there. They're right there. But I'm very careful of how I portray myself online. So everything's very strategic. So anyone looking for a coach to work on the foundational stuff to get you going, reach out to me. I'm definitely your girl. All right. That's all I want to say. And I'm going to share Ron's comment. He put what he put. He wants your last name to be Marta Martinez.
Okay. Put a ring on it. What's the song?
If you like
put a ring.
Yeah, there you go, Ron. Put a ring on it so she could claim you. Chinga, what I saw the Tarot, she's like, no one's gonna get claimed if there's no ring on this finger. So put a ring on it, Ron. All right, he put a heart faces. So I guess that it's coming, probably in Christmas time. And
She's pressuring you.
I'll be invited.
Me
And I'll
too.
be there taking pictures, right? Okay, I'm done. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. It was fun. Thank you, Amber.
Thank
This was
both of
so much
you.
fun.
This is so
Martha,
fun.
thank you. Any final words?
I love the sisterhood that we just started.
I know, me too.
Oh,
Yay!
yay. I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Make sure you reach out to us. You got Amber's information, you got Marta's information, you got my information. And then we will see you guys next week. So God bless you. Have a great day.